Everyone, welcome back to our channel. I thought I would do a quick little video here and talk to you all about what life has been like since we have been homeless for the past 3 days. And homeless meaning we are without a current home that we own. So you probably remember, if you've been following our channel for a little while, we put our house up for sale. It has, our old homestead and home has officially sold. We closed on it on Monday. And so now we are officially in the process of putting our house up on our homestead, new homestead. So I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about it today, what it's like, what we've been doing, and what the future looks like for us here at Cram Farms. The ducks never lay in the coops. It's like a real life Easter egg hunt. Look at these ducks. Well, duck eggs. They just plop them along anywhere. So 3 days ago, we officially closed on our house that we had built, well, not us personally, but what we had built about almost 9 years ago. And it was our house that we built thinking that it would be our forever home. But while we were there, well, when we first started, we had the 2 oldest kids, and they weren't even in wheelchairs at this point. So we would transport them around in a double stroller. They were much smaller, younger, easier to handle. And we started there with just the 2 of them. We didn't even have the little girls yet. We also didn't have any animals at all. This was several years before we decided to start homesteading. And during the 9 years almost that we spent in this house, we grew from a family of 4 to a family of 6. We brought home wheelchairs, we brought home standers and lifts, and a hospital bed for our daughter, and all this stuff that we didn't have those 9 years ago when this house was being built. So our life changed a lot over these years, and as our lives changed with the children and their needs, our lives also changed on our outlook on life and food and sustainability. If you had asked me 9 years ago about being off-grid, growing most all of our own foods, I would have thought you had completely lost your mind. I was a busy mom. I was a teacher at the time, and just taking care of those 2 kids was all I had time for. But over the years, what I've come to learn now is that even with 2 more kids, and now our little farm and homestead growing, I seem to have more time. It's something about the simpler way of life that seems to free up more time than I thought I had before. So where I don't spend a ton of time at the grocery store, I can shop pretty quickly because we already have our meats. We already have some vegetables and things that we've saved from our garden over the year, and We have our cow, which we're not milking her right now because she still has the calf on her. So, but normally we have milk and we have our yogurts and things like that. I don't spend a lot of time in the grocery store. And so when I do buy things, it might just be like some fresh produce or like some must-haves like toilet paper, things like that. And I try to keep a pretty good stockpile too, so I'm not always running to the store. We do a lot of bulk with like sugars and oats and things like that. And so I always kind of have our pantry staples on hand. So life has changed a lot. And because of that, it's kind of led us to this different path that we're now on. So this weekend, here comes the rain, which is part of the reason we haven't started our build on our new place yet this week. We were technically supposed to possibly start the foundation of our new house on the new homestead this week, but this rain has kept us from doing that. So that's okay. I'm learning patience with this whole process. And we hopefully will have the foundation, which is a concrete slab, so it'll be nice and wheelchair friendly for the kids. Hopefully we'll be started next week. If you didn't know already, we are gonna be going off grid, no power company. So funny story with that. When we first started looking at this property and having the power company come out and give us estimates and talk to us about what it would be, how much it would be to run power out to our house, they came up with a figure of $42,000 to get power to our property. And right then we knew we could do solar for cheaper than that. So that is the route we're going. We'll be completely solar, not tied to the grid at all. So that brings its own set of challenges, having to have backup, like you can use generators and things so that you have your power. So we'll actually be starting on that pretty soon. Building our stanchion for our solar panels is probably one of the first projects you'll see us tackle. But we also have a few other things we've got to get started on, thinking about getting the animals over there, and we're going to use water catchment for watering our animals, and therefore we have to have some type of structure with a roof to catch water off of. So putting up a tractor shed will be one of our first projects that we tackle once we get to the home. Well, not once we get there. It will be one of the first projects you see us start on at the homestead. And while that may not really be our house per se, it's gonna be where we can keep the rabbits in the summertime to keep the heat off of them. It'll be where we will milk Buttercup up under her stanchion will go. It'll also be where we collect the rainwater off of that roof to fill up our water catchment container, which will then be used to feed, well, to water animals. We are on the wait list to have a well drilled, which is currently around 2.5 months away. So in order to have water for the animals, we want to be able to get them there. You know, we've been working on this fence. If you didn't know about us working on the fence, go check out some of our previous videos. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been putting the post in the ground. We just got the brace post up. We are getting ready to seed the pastures and get the wire up. And then Buttercup and Millie and all the other animals I haven't told you about that will be joining our homestead will have something to eat in the spring and summer and fall. So there's lots going on there with the animals. We really want to be able to get them there soon and get them to where we can do their pasture rotation like we like inside of a permanent fence versus having the temporary mobile fences we have to use. And our chickens will be going over there for parasite control in the pastures with the animals as well. So that's one thing that we've kind of been working on. So you'll see that started. You'll see our house, our home get started. You'll see the solar stanchion get started. We've got to work on the powerhouse, a tractor shed. We have lots to do to get over there. But we're gonna take this kind of slow. Everybody keeps asking, so when will you be there? How long do you think it's gonna take? We don't know. We're gonna be building this ourselves. I don't know if we've said that yet too, but my husband and I are going to be, we're not gonna do the concrete slab, but then we will be setting our walls, getting those up. We will have someone help us with the roof because we were going, now this is another thing, you have to check permits if you're gonna be doing stuff like this on your own. What does your area require? So we have done a lot of work on permits and in the building inspector's office prior to even getting to this point. So we will have someone help us with the roof, not trusses, engineered, you know, the roof. Truss? And anyway, someone's gonna help us with the roof. And then we have to work on plumbing. We'll be working on electrical, running the solar from the panels to the powerhouse to the house, so that we have power. We have to get a well put in. There's lots of things you don't think of. Probably plenty of things that we haven't thought of either. You know, we gotta put in windows, we have to have doors, and you need insulation, and what are you gonna cover the walls with and the outside, and this should be a really interesting process. But I really do hope that through all of this, our kids are gonna learn a lot about being self-sufficient. We will be still living off the land, we'll have our animals, we will be working on our garden, so stay tuned for videos on the garden, because that is one of my high priorities. We have all of my garden boxes we took down from the old house. We just gotta put them up in the new garden area here at the new homestead. And we took our good dirt, all of that. So we actually need to get that stuff in the ground and start growing some things so we have food. But there's gonna be lots going on. I hope you all subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I think that it will be very interesting, and I hope it will encourage some of you to even take that leap. You know, I think about now, like if we hadn't taken this jump and said, okay, let's do this, then years from now we probably would look back and just wonder what if. And we didn't want to do that anymore, and we didn't want to keep depending on everybody else to take care of us for food and to take care, and not everyone else. We didn't want to have to depend on stores or electric companies to provide us with the power we needed, to provide us with the food we needed to take care of our family. We wanted to be able to do that ourselves. And so that is where this idea of a more self-sufficient living has come from. And it has been a goal we've had for several years. So to see that start to come together now is very exciting. We have lots to do, but we don't have a timeline. That's another question, is when will you be there? We do not have a timeline on getting all this done. We want it done correctly. We want to be happy with the finished product. We want to be able, it's gonna be something that we can pass down to our children in the years to come. And so it's something that we are going to do correctly and get it done, but we so can't wait to be there. A lot of our time is gonna be spent there. We've already talked about at what point can we move in, so that we are there on the land, even if we're having to finish up things while we live there. That's another thing we've been working on. And so stay tuned. I hope you all will follow this journey with us. And more than anything, I hope that I can leave these videos to our kids so they can look back and say, either my parents completely lost their minds, or that this was one of the most amazing journeys we had ever taken them on, and that they have learned a lot from it. So come along with us. We are so appreciative to everyone that keeps following, keeps liking our videos, sharing them, and subscribing to our channel. It means so much to us, and that's the only way that we continue to grow our channel, is with your help. So thank you so much for all of that. We will be doing a project on the new homestead this weekend. We just have to pick which one it's going to be. So stay tuned. I will be sure to video it and keep you posted. Also, if you want to follow a little bit of behind the scenes, I try to post on our Instagram and our Facebook group, Cram Farms, throughout the week when I'm not always posting a video. So my goal will be to get maybe 2 videos up for you, 2 or 3 a week as we're working on this. I'm just gonna start carrying the camera around and shooting when we do whatever we have going on. I want you all to see it. I want you to be encouraged that if we can do this with 4 kids, 2 kids with disabilities, if you want it bad enough, you can do it. And if we can do it, you can do it too. So you all have a great day. Get out there, think about your gardens, grow something. Even if you're just sticking something in a pot, do something to make your life a little happier, to make it a little more less reliant on everyone else to provide for you. We're here to encourage you, and thank you for encouraging us along our journey. We'll see you next time right here at Cram Farms.